Hello students, how are you all? Hope that all are doing well. So welcome to our history classes. Let us start the class.
Hello my dear students, here we are continuing with our third lesson and today we will discuss about the life of the people. First we will discuss about the occupation of the people. The Indus people had many different occupations. They have done different works. They were farmers, growing crops, weaving. Some people they stitch dresses and potters. Some people made vessels using clay, and metal workers, toy makers, jewelers, stone cutters and traders. Now we will learn about the first one, farmers. Okay. The Indus farmers grew wheat, barley, gram, peas, maize and millets. They were the first to grow cotton in India. They used plows and sickles and different methods of irrigation. They domesticated many animals including oxen, buffaloes, goats, sheep, pigs, donkeys and camels. The Indus people, they grew different kinds of crops. Wheat, barley, peas, maize and millet. And they were the first people to grow cotton in India. Cotton for making cloth, cotton. And they used plows and sickles for agriculture and for irrigation, for watering the crops. They used different methods also. Irrigation means watering. And they domesticated many animals including oxen. Domesticated means for our use. We will keep some animals in our home. Example, buffalo, goat, sheep, pigs, donkeys and camel. Some of the animal we will use some animals for sheep, and some domestic animal they will give meat, and some animals, camels, buffaloes, they will carry heavy loads. Okay. And next one we will learn about pot making. The people were skilled in the use of the potter's wheel. Pots were made with fine clay and then glazed and decorated. First they will make the pots with clay, and after the making they decorate with different materials. They will draw some pictures. They will color the pots. Okay. And next one, toy making and sculpture. Making terracotta. Terracotta means the burned clay. And they making terracotta toys, figures of animal, some shapes of animal, and statues were major industry. A large number of playthings like miniature cards. Miniature means the small model. Miniature of cards, dice, marbles, maze, squirrels and a toy bullock whose head moves at the pull of a string have been excavated. And statues such as that of a bearded shawl clad man show the artistic skill of the Indus craftsmen. These are the pictures. These are some pictures got our archaeologists at the time of excavation. Our archaeologists got these pictures. Okay. And spinning and weaving. The piece of woven cloth unearthed at Mohenjo-daro, clay spins and statues of a shawl clad man are evidence that the people were skilled in the art of spinning and weaving. The people they know the technique of spinning and weaving. Making truss or stitching something. Okay. And Metal casting. The Indus people produced tools and weapons of copper, and the bronze statuette of a dancing girl shows their mastery in the art of bronze casting. The Indus people, they made many things, or they made tools and weapons, and for that they used copper and bronze for making these kinds of tools and weapons. And the excavators, they got a bronze statue of a dancing girl, and it shows that the artistic skills of the Indus people. Okay, and the building industry. The building industry provided employment to a large number of people. Brick making was an important craft. Many kilns, large ovens for baking bricks, have been found. The bricks were more or less of uniform size, following a fixed standard. The building industry means, and the large number of people, they were engaged with brick making, and it was an important craft also. And the next one is seal making. More than 2000 seal have been excavated from different, some pictures you can see here. These are the example of seals. More than 2000 varieties of seals are excavated from different sites. This shows that seal making was an important craft. This was also a part of craft. And most seals are square or rectangular in shapes. And now we will see that trade. Trading thrived. Trade means selling or buying something, isn't it? If we have to buy something, if we have to sell something, we have to go to the market, we can sell or buy something. Trading thrived and was conducted according to a set of rules. The merchants used uniform weights and measures. All people used the same type of weights and measures. There are many reasons to believe that overseas trade etc. existed. Overseas means the trade through seas, trade through oceans. The remains of a dockyard. Dockyard means where the ports. Dockyard. The remains of a port have been found at Lothal in Gujarat. So we can assume that the overseas trade also existed in, or overseas trade also conducted by the Indus people. A seal depicting a seagoing mention Meluha, a name used for the Indus Valley civilization. Moreover, Mesopotamian seals have been found in Indus cities and Indus seals in Mesopotamia. How we understand that the people, they were busy in overseas trade also? Because the remains of a dockyard also got from Lothal in Gujarat. And next we will see the dress and ornaments. A woman wore a shawl around the shoulders and a short skirt held at the waist of girdle. Men wore a long, loose, unstitched garment. Both men and women wore ornaments. The woman used shawl and men wear long, loose, unstitched garment. And both men and women, they used different kinds of ornaments also. And now we will see about the religious worship, about their god. The Indus people worshipped nature. Who were their god? The natural forces. Nature in the form of animals, birds and trees. For example, a humped bull, the dove and a peepal tree were held sacred. A mother goddess was also worshipped. They considered the natural forces are their god. Example, animals, birds, trees, etc. Seals bearing a three-headed figure of a male god have been found. Some of them depict the god in a yogic posture and surrounded by animals. Shiva or Pashupati worshipped today also. We will worship Shiva and Pashupati today also, isn't it? It's probably a later adaptation of this male god. There are no temple structures among the remains. We cannot say any temple, and we cannot see any temple, and some scholars believed that the great bath at Mohenjo-daro was used during religious ceremonies. And the Indus people believed in life after death. They believed we have a life after death, and they buried their dead often in huge burial urns along with food, ornaments and articles used by them in their daily life. They believed the people, they will live after death also. So after, at the time of burial, the people, they used to keep food item, ornaments and articles with the dead body. Okay. And now we will see the reason for the decline. The reason for the decline of Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilization. The Indus Valley civilization lasted from 2500 BC to 1500 BC. The Mohenjo-daro excavation reveals that the city was destroyed over and over again and was rebuilt at the same site 9 times. The Indus Valley civilization lasts up to when it starts 2500 BC to 1500 BC. This is not the correct timing. Anyway, approximately this is the time. And the Mohenjo-daro excavation tell us that the city was destroyed again and again, and they built it 9 times. And the exact causes of the decline of his great civilization are not known. Today also we do not know how the what are the reason for the decline of this great civilization. It is suggested that the cities might have been destroyed by natural disasters like earthquake, flood or a change of the course of the Indus. Many reasons are there. Many causes are there. Maybe it is because of natural calamities, natural disasters, example earthquakes, floods or a change in the course of the Indus. Okay, these are the reason for the decline of Indus Valley civilization. So next week we will do the question answers of this lesson. Okay, if you have any doubt about any part, you can ask me through comments. Okay.